Hi everyone, welcome to the online learning. So, in this opportunity, we are going to learn about relative clause or what we can also call it as adjective clause. They are the same thing, okay? So, before we learn about this topic, we have to learn first about relative pronouns. Relative pronouns are which, who, that, whose, whom, when, and where. Who relates to people, which relates to animals and objects or things, whom relates to people, that relates to all of them, people, animal, and also things. And whose refers to possession, what peoples have. Like this boy has a cat, that's possession. And when refers to time, in summer, on Monday, and etc. And where refers to places like shopping mall or library, museum, and etc. Okay, I will give you some examples. The first example is the use of who or that here. I wrote that here because that is used for people, things, and animals. Okay, we will learn how we use these relative pronouns of who into a clause which is called as relative clause. For example, the first sentence here we have I had a friend. And the second sentence, she could speak 6 languages. It becomes I had a friend who could speak 6 languages. So who here represent the subject, which is a friend or she who could speak 6 languages, of course. Or we can also use that I had a friend that could speak 6 languages. That also refers to the subject. Next, example of which or that. The first sentence, I bought a blanket. The second sentence, it glows in the dark. So the blanket glows in the dark. So when we want to make it into relative clause, it will be I bought a blanket which glows in the dark. So which represent the subject, which is the blankets, who with the blankets which glows in the dark. And then, or we can also use that I bought a blanket that glows in the dark. Okay, next example, the use of whom, which is for people again, but different how to use it. For example, here sentence 1, some firefighters never meet the people, they save the people. So it becomes some firefighters never meet the people whom they save. So whom here represent or refers to the object, but who refers to the subject. So but whom refers to the object. So the people here, the green word, the people as the object. So whom represent the object. Next, whose, which is refers to possession. I spoke to a friend. His uncle is a lawyer. And it becomes I spoke to a friend whose uncle is a lawyer. So whose here represent the friend's uncle. So the friend possess an uncle or have an uncle who is a lawyer. So we use whose in here because it refers to a possession. Okay, when? For example, the summer was hot and long. I graduated from university in the summer. So it becomes Summer, when I graduated from university, was hot and long. We use when because summer is a season. Okay? And then, example of use of relative pronouns where. Sentence 1. The hotel wasn't very clean. Sentence 2. We stayed there. So the use of where represent the hotel. The hotel where we stayed wasn't very clean. So where here is the hotel. Refers to the hotel. Okay. So let's go for practice. For example, number 1. The man blah 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 is wearing a blue jumper is in the garden. I love the novel blah 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 you gave me last week. My home is a place blah blah blah. I can come home and relax after work. I visited my uncle blah 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 lives in a different city. A dolphin is a mammal blah 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 lives in the sea. Spain was the country blah 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 they live. I know exactly blah 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 I'm going to support in the upcoming election. Melanie couldn't remember the name of the student blah 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 science project received the $100,000 prize. We lost 1 0 here. I'm so sorry. Okay, so what do you think the answer? I will show you the answer. But before I show you the answer, make sure that you pause this video and try to answer yourself first and then try to match your answer with my answers. Okay? So these are the answers. The first, the man who wore that is wearing a blue jumper is in the garden. So the first is using who, the second using which, the third where, fourth who or that, 5 which or that, 6 where, 7 whom, and the last whose. Okay? I hope that you can do all of this correctly. Okay, I think that's all for today's online learning. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. See you guys.